race was on.
Here we go, folks, the Open Street Luge World Downhill Skateboarding Championship.
Abdelmajid is dominating at the front
of turn number 5, beautiful pass. Oh, huge crash there, David Frager. Colby Parks almost making contact. Oh no, Hanegraaff is down. Side by side. Marco Menino from Italy grabs it on the line. Unbelievable racing. Let's go!
Welcome to the Isle of Man, host of Round 3 in this year's World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Over 3 adrenaline-charged days, riders will face off on the island's steep, twisting roads in pursuit of championship glory. Nestled in the Irish Sea between Great Britain and Ireland, the Isle of Man delivers a breathtaking setting of dramatic coastlines and lush hills as an ideal arena for high-speed downhill competition. Green valleys and rugged rolling landscapes add to the island's natural allure, creating a stunning backdrop for outdoor enthusiasts, offering world-class opportunities for hiking, mountain biking, and water sports. Known worldwide for the Isle of Man TT, racing culture runs deep here, and the passion for speed is part of the island's DNA.
Oh, this place is magical. Drive on the roads that those TT bike guys ride on at 180 miles an hour. You know, this place is not a racetrack. These are regular roads with undulations and train tracks, and manhole covers and cat eyes. Like, it gives me a whole new respect for what those guys do. Like, I respect them a lot because, you know, they say we're crazy for what we do. Like, no, those guys are the real crazy ones. And just to be here to see the places where they race in person and drive on those roads, it gives me a whole new level of respect for what they do.
This year's event drew record-breaking crowds, making it the most attended stop on the 2025 WDSC calendar so far. Fans filled the race village and trackside zones, enjoying the lively atmosphere, food trucks, and giant screen coverage. Their dedication was rewarded with a picture-perfect final day of racing.
It's great, yeah, having all the fans here, local support on the hedges. I hear all the cheers and stuff like that.
Great to be here on home ground. There's lots of people come out. It's a legendary TT area. Yeah, absolutely loads of spectators coming out, cheering on as you go away, all the way up the track. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's incredible to have so many spectators here. I've never really been to an event with this much support from the locals. It's really awesome to see everyone enjoying watching this race, so yeah.
With support from the iconic Victory Cafe and other local partners, the community embraced the event with open arms. Adding further significance to the weekend, prominent guests were in attendance. Lieutenant Governor Sir John Lorimer and Isle of Man MP for Tourism and Motorsports Sarah Maltby met with riders and spectators, both expressing hopes that the championship becomes a permanent fixture on the island's sporting agenda.
Fantastic to see everyone here on the Isle of Man. You know, we're delighted to be able to host it. It's a fantastic island, but it's an island that's used to events with speed, and you know, this absolutely lives up to that. And we hope we'll see you next year and perhaps on the TT course, because that would be very special.
This year's action played out on a demanding 1.2 kilometer course. With 3 extended straights and a pair of sharp hairpin turns near the finish, the circuit offered a tough test for all competitors.
That last run, we saw a problem that's going to happen with the luges coming in the hairpin. I went by Phil and I turned in, and there's not enough room for 2 people to go through there side by side, especially if you have different lines, you're locked in. And Andy got in the back of me, so I crashed. I'm okay, but it's going to be really tricky racing tomorrow, that's for sure.
In this program, we'll take you through every twist and turn of the open street luge category. Nine riders lined up for the Open Luge category on the Isle of Man, including a strong showing from the UK with 7 British athletes in the mix. Among the new faces was Juan Callister from the Isle of Man, competing in front of home supporters. Having only taken up luge 1 week ago, Callister's rapid rise to racing alongside the world's best was one of the stories of the weekend.
Yeah, it's crazy. I started on the luge Sunday night last week, and just been slowly getting to grips with it. It was terrible at the start, but the boys have been really helpful actually. Got wheels, bearings, wedges and stuff on the wheels, so it's getting better. Every time I'm going down I'm getting better, but I'm just struggling on the hairpins. It's good. I'm loving it.
German rider Ulrich Becker, currently second in the overall standings, arrived on the island following his strong result in Turkey. With championship leader Abdulmadzan absent, Becker now finds himself among the favorites to take the lead.
Yeah, I try to win the race, but we will see how it goes. Colby is very strong, and the track is not easy for overtaking, and it is good for all kind of surprises. So it's going to be a real tough race.
Defending champion Colby Parks from Canada knows the task ahead won't be easy. A proven name on the circuit, Parks must deliver under pressure if he's to stay in contention.
There's a lot of good UK guys, and it's a very steep start here, so any start advantage that I had is going to be mitigated. If somebody gets out in front, they're going to be very hard to pass because it's a very narrow track, like I said, but it's going to be a good race. Depends on that first stretch because those are big guys, so they can push through that rough pavement better than I can, so we'll see how it goes.
Andy Spate, looking to capitalize on home ground advantage, aims for a top result to move up in the championship standings.
I'm hoping to do better because it's home territory, it's United Kingdom. I'm going to be doing my best here. It's a very sketchy track, a very fast track, very technical track.
Josh Fieldwick, another British rider, has shown solid form over the last 2 rounds, and fans will be watching to see if he can continue his streak here.
It's difficult to tell. There's a lot of really close competition this weekend. The track is very technical. There's a lot of different surface changes, so breaking into the corners is very interesting. So yeah, anything could really happen here.
Also representing the UK are George Cheeseman, Ian Martland, Philip Spencer and Mark Wilson, all looking to make their mark in a tightly contested field.
I don't want to predict anything, so I might be tempting fate. If I'm getting a podium, I'll be over the moon. There's some good riders here, good British riders here. I think we've got 6 Brits, 1 Manx and 1 German. So, yeah, we'll be pushing it all the way.
With the riders ready at the start, it's time for the qualifying series. Let's join our live commentary for the action.
Well, the QS riders are getting ready for the start of the race, and we're going to have a 3-man QS heat. We have got 3 riders lined up. Dewey Callister from the Isle of Man, George Cheeseman from Great Britain, and Mark Wilson as well. 3 riders in this one.
Looks like we're going to have a great race lined up. The course is drying out. It's been wet for a bit, and they're off the line. Guys pushing in now. Let's see who wins off the push. We've got the local Dewey on the right of your screen. Looks like he did not win the push there. It's going to be George Cheeseman that takes the lead coming out of the push. Nice work from George. It's great to see him back on the circuit this year, racing the QS, and he'll be in the CT later too. And going to see who gets the advantage. Into this corner, it's going to be Mark. Mark gets around just by George into the corner. First 90-degree corner there. One of the most important corners of the track. It's going to lead onto that straightaway. It's going to determine a lot of your speed for that straightaway. So super crucial corner. George will be frustrated to have lost the lead there, and is going to have to try to make it back in the rest of the track.
Well, George had pretty up and down qualifying yesterday. Big crash in round 1. Came back actually with the 3rd fastest qualifying time coming in the 2nd run, and he's well positioned here, but with the CT race to come a little bit later, you've got to think, is it worth the risk? Although George Cheeseman is leading the QS Series standings, and it's all getting pretty tight, and George is in the bales again. But where is Mark? Is Mark Wilson upright as well?
I think all 3 are down. Yeah.
So it's now another push through this hairpin section as Mark looks over his shoulder, but George Cheeseman just cranking it round, and the finish line awaits. The road is drying out as we speak as George Cheeseman, Mark Wilson, and Dewey Callister.
Well, you know,
the 1, 2, 3.
So George Cheeseman takes the top spot in the Open Street Luge qualifying series with Mark Wilson in 2nd and Juan Callister in 3rd. Now it's time to find out who will be in the semi-finals. We connect back up with our live commentary.
So next race that is lining up is what we're calling the last chance luge race. We're into the CT now. 4 riders, and they're all battling for 3 spots in the luge semi-finals. Dewey Callister in the yellow, Ian Martland in the blue,
Mark Wilson there in the green and Phil Spencer in the red. Well, Ewan and Mark have both had a race earlier on today in the QS, so they know how the road is running right now. It is drying, as we've been saying. You can see some shadows, you can see some sunshine, and we get the race underway. Mark Wilson getting a good kick, but look how the speed of Phil Spencer's hands there. And let's see if he can settle in. He's in a nice position on the road, but it's Spencer and Wilson battling it out now. Wilson's the bigger competitor here. You should just see him pull ahead, but Phil Spencer's not going to give an inch.
If they go side by side, Phil may get the advantage on the right, but looks like Mark's going to take a little bit of a lead there. Phil will stack up behind me nicely. Say thank you, sir. I'll just slot right into second. And again, all they've got to do is not finish fourth, so he's going to be comfortable with second if he can sit there. Ewan getting into third. Impressive work from him. This is the local from the island. He's looking to show out. You know the locals will be psyched to see him get through this round. Would be really exciting for everybody standing there watching from the corners, from the top.
Yeah, this is great for the Isle of Man to have a local rider represent. He's getting faster and faster with every run on this course as well. Ian Martland is now making a run, and Martland breaking late.
Wow.
And Martland's got the space.
Still make the turn.
Yeah, just getting through Mark Wilson.
Down in the back.
Well, Mark Wilson was getting a little close, and Phil Spencer sitting in second. Phil making a move through the inside. That's a beautiful pass from Phil Spencer.
He got the tip and rip. He was all the way sideways on that luge. You know, get that nice win under his teeth. Come in feeling, chest out a little bit into the next round.
With the riders in position at the start, we connect up with our live commentary team for the first heat of the semi-finals.
So getting ready for the first of the Luge semi-finals. We've got Ulrich Becker there in the orange helmet and the red leg sleeve. He is in second in the championship, third in Austria, second in Turkey. A long way behind, 39 points behind Abdel Madsan. That's going to change today. George Cheeseman there in the blue suit. He is wearing the green leg sleeve. Phil Spencer wearing blue. We saw Phil take that gutsy move in the QS race. And Ian Martland, who found some serious speed, didn't he, on the straight, in yellow. So top two into the final. So here we go, lined up for the first of the Luge semi-finals. Ulrich Becker in red, George Cheeseman in green, Phil Spencer in blue, Ian Martland, Myrtle in yellow. And we get underway at the first time of asking, and this is where you've got to put Ulrich Becker under pressure. Nice looking start from Phil Spencer. Becker does get away very well, but Phil Spencer has to try and move in front because Ulrich Becker reads the line so well on this course. Once he's up to speed, he really does get up to speed. And George Cheeseman lurking in third place, Ian Martland in fourth.
Ooh, coming around the outside. Pinching Phil Spencer out. Unbelievable. Nice work getting lined up for that 90-degree turn. Pull some good speed out of it. That was really nice, aggressive racing from Ulrich. And, this is a guy with experience. He knew exactly what he wanted to do there. He wanted to pinch out anybody on the inside. And George Cheeseman coming up the inside of Phil. Phil looking to fend him off. George Cheeseman's going to get it into the sweeper. Can Phil look to pick that position back up? If not, he will be out of the finals. Phil is going to be locked in here, trying to pull some speed to the straightaway. Can he break later? Can he find some time to get around George?
So George really breaking late. That was a beautiful pass, but this is the key section of this course, and Becker hasn't really pulled away too much, but George Cheeseman gets through. That might have been the best he's taken that in this whole weekend. And Ulrich Becker and George Cheeseman just getting through. No chance for Phil Spencer to make a last gas pass. It's going to be Ulrich Becker and George Cheeseman progressing into the finals.
So Ulrich Becker takes the win of the first semi-final heat with George Cheeseman in second, Philip Spencer in third, and Ian Martland in fourth.
The semi was quite intense. Phil had a great start and he just so hard to pass him, and so in the back straight I managed to get past, but he could have closed the line. I don't know whether he knew I was there, but there was enough racing room and I just got past him. And I expected him to come past the last hairpin, but he didn't. I just went through, so yeah, quite lucky. Good race.
For me it was fine. I got the lead into the first corner and that was crucial. I was a bit not really aggressive, but going into it. And I slid out in the last corner in a wet patch. There is like a crack with pouring water out, so I had a little bit of a struggle there, but it was all safe. I'm happy. Looking forward for the finals.
So we move on to the second semi-final heat to find out who will be in the final.
It's a second semi-final lined up for you. Last year's world champion, Colby Parks, in red. Alongside him is Josh Fieldwick from the UK in green. In the red, Andy Spate, he's wearing the blue leg sleeve. And then Mark Wilson over on the left-hand side of the road in yellow. So we get underway, first time of asking, and Colby Parks on the right-hand side of the road just looks over just to sense his position, but it's Josh Fieldwick who gets away well. Now Colby Parks has got a bit of work to do here in red because there's not a lot of space on this road. He's side by side with Andy Spate, but it's Josh Fieldwick in the lead at the moment. Parks getting up into second place, but
Parks looking for somewhere to take that speed, finds a way around, gets into that second spot. He's going to be happy with that. Nice work from Colby there, and it looked like for a second he wasn't going to have anywhere to place that speed, but he did end up finding a way to get around. So excellent work from him. Andy Spate pressuring for that second position, hoping to find a way into the second spot. Of course, top two advance, so he really needs to find a way around Colby here, somewhere in the bottom of the track. Colby looking for a way into first place, so it's going to be a fight. Gets around it.
He's just got to remember to brake in time. This is where he had problems in qualifying, but Andy Spate's now in position to try something here. But what a move! Oh, from Fieldwick. That was beautiful.
Around. Excellent racing from Fieldwick. And it's going to be Fieldwick in the lead, Colby in second, and it looks like they've got a pretty decent gap on Andy Spate, so Andy not going to be able to make up the difference there. It'll be Fieldwick and Parks in the finals.
Yeah, I got out-pushed by all three of them on this line. Might have to think about what lane choice for the next run, but it's not going to really matter if they all out-push me, but yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a really tricky race. I was able to make a pass in the first corner, which I haven't done this weekend, and in the kink, which I haven't done either. So, yeah, it's going to be a really tight final. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be hectic. It's so tight. All the final four are so close together. It really is anyone's game. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Before the Street Luge finals, we connect back up with a live commentary for the Consolation finals.
So just getting ready for the Consi final, and Phil Spencer's in the green there in the yellow. So Andy Spate in red, Mark Wilson in blue. So 59 points up for grabs, finishing in 5th place here in the Isle of Man. 3 Brits that have travelled together a lot, trained together a lot, but they'll forget all about that. Good mates as we get underway, but they all want to win this one. Andy Spate getting away okay, but Phil Spencer's start has been good, but Spate going for a few extra pushes, and on the right-hand side of the road, they might be about to squeeze Phil Spencer, but Spencer's committed here through the middle, 3 men side by side. This is what we want to see. These 3 Brits against
they all make contact and all immediately spread out. Find some room there. Stack up into a line. Phil Spencer looking for a way around Andy Spate, looking for that 5th position spot.
This is where Phil had got to make that pass here, go into the hairpin in top spot. He's got that runner speed on the inside
Looks
line.
like he might have it, and if he's going to keep it inside, you know, this is kind of what we saw with the skateboarders. Antonio lined it up from the inside and just went inside, 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 and is he going to get it?
Oh, no.
Andy Spate ripping the speed from the outside and getting a line on a huge run on Phil there. Unbelievable. I'm not sure how he pulled that much speed out. That was incredible.
Just carried that line through, but this then is the braking zone and onto the new pavement.
You know, if he can brake later and cut it in tighter, maybe he can still make something happen. salvage something with this race. He would love 5th instead of 6th, but it's not looking like he's going to have time to make it happen. Without a miracle, he's down! Oh my goodness, he's down. It looks like he won't even get the 6th that he had counted on.
So Mark Wilson's going to take 6th place. Andy Spate matches his result from Erzincan with 5th. A frustrated Phil Spencer
furious.
In 7th place.
Oh, never! You gotta laugh or you'll cry.
It's now time for the final on the Isle of Man. Who will be victorious and add the all-important championship points? To find out, we hook back up with a live commentary team for the last time.
So here we go, Luge final. The championship leader, Abdel Manzan, is not here. So Ulrich Becker, 2nd in the standings on 161 points. The top qualifier. Last year's world champion, Colby Parks, made a late decision to come to the Isle of Man. In his 100th race, he wears the blue. George Cheeseman, nursing an injury, but looked really, really strong in the semi-final. And Josh Fieldwick gets the best of the starts. And
well, yeah, fantastic start from Fieldwick. Ulrich pulling into 2nd place. It's going to be 4th for Colby, but with a good amount of speed, you know, definitely in touch here. And he's comfortable working from the back too. You know,
yeah,
Colby's really,
he'll make a pass. If it's on, he'll go for it.
If he's got it, if there's an option, he'll take it. So, but Fieldwick with a strong lead. Ulrich looking to get around.
He's got the best push. And now we're seeing Ulrich Becker under a bit of pressure because he's got to make the move. But here
Colby coming
Parks.
around. Can he get both?
He's been held up by Becker. Becker has to move out because he's got the speed on Josh Fieldwick, and that's actually held Colby Parks up. But now Parks has to do something different, going round the outside.
Can he get around the outside of Josh Fieldwick? That is a tough pass to make. Got to cover more road. Got to go faster, and he gets it. And George Cheeseman slipping into 3rd place. It's going to be left with Fieldwick for 4th. Colby trying to find a way up around. He wants that 1st place spot. George Cheeseman gets up into 2nd.
Cheeseman on the inside. Has Cheeseman got anything?
Unbelievable. Can he hold it together? And he's down, and they're all 3 down. But Colby staying on just enough to stay in touch for 2nd.
And it's going to be Ulrich Becker through the final turn to get his first victory of the season. Colby Parks is going to come through in 2nd place. What a final!
Unbelievable.
Who's coming across the line in 3rd place? I think that is going to be Josh Fieldwick in 3rd and George Cheeseman in 4th. But the way they all came together.
And there we have it. After a dramatic final, Ulrich Becker is triumphant, with Colby Parks coming in 2nd and Josh Fieldwick in 3rd. George Cheeseman has to settle for 4th. Before the CT results, the qualifying series riders take their place on the podium on the Isle of Man. George Cheeseman is in top spot, with Mark Wilson on 2nd and Juan Callister in 3rd.
It's over the moon. That was a super tight race. Literally anything could have happened. Managed to push out in front at first. Got past in the kink in the straight. Decided to play a little bit safe there. Carnage went into the left-hand hairpin. Took the advantage and came away with 3rd. So yeah, happy with that.
Well, 2nd place, that's fantastic. My best finish of the year. Coming down, I was 3rd place coming into the sweepers, and I was about to pass Uli, and then he got a good run on Josh, so I had to wait, and then I passed Josh around the outside in the 2nd sweeper, which was nuts. And so then I was ahead, and I was coming in the braking zone. I broke my braking point, and I felt a bump from behind. I'm pretty sure that was George. And I turned in and I saw George come up on the inside, so I didn't want to come over and hit him. And he just slid a bit too far into the hay, and I was able to cross back under and get 2nd place. So I'm really happy with that. Isle of Man's great place. Can't wait to come back, and great race. Congrats to Ole for winning. He deserves a win.
I'm feeling great. It's my first win in a big race, and it was really hectic. It was really the area where I passed Josh was a really high-speed corner, and in the entry of the high-speed corner, it took me a lot of confidence to do that, and I'm very happy that I've done it. And yeah, that was a cool one. it was good.
So after 3 rounds of the 2025 season, Ulrich Becker sits on top of the leaderboard with 261 points, and Colby Parker is second with 227, and Abdelmadzan is third with 200 points. That concludes our coverage from the Isle of Man. See you in Utah for the 4th round of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. The race was on.
Here we go, folks. The Open Street Luge World Downhill Skateboarding Championship.
Abdelmadzan is dominating at the front of
turn number 5. Beautiful pass. Oh, huge crash there. David Frager. Colby Parks almost making contact. Oh no! Telegraph is down. Side by side. Marco Menino from Italy grabs it on the line. Unbelievable racing.